morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm your host, Jessica Williams. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We are kicking off the show with an interesting topic. If you've ever experienced anxiety, depression, or any mental health related disorder, we are diving deeper into mental health solutions at Viking Psychiatry. I'm taking you inside of their practice and learning great information from their practitioner. Then Ovation Insurance joins me in studio to share the best tips if you are shopping for homeowners insurance. Should you keep your current carrier or change them out? Well, we're getting all of those answers plus more. That and more happening now.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
This segment sponsored by Viking Psychiatry. I am at Viking Psychiatry, which aims to revolutionize mental health care. They have so many unique treatment plans, and I'm going to speak with their owner and learn more. Let's do it. Joining me now is Sean Goddard, who is the owner here at Viking Psychiatry. Hello, Sean.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good, thank you.
Good. Well, first and foremost, I have to say congratulations to you for hitting 3 years of having your practice here in Fort Wayne. And I know that your practice is so important to you. So can you start off by giving us an overview of Viking Psychiatry?
Sure. Viking Psychiatry, we've been in Fort Wayne for about 3 years now. Like you said, we started off doing medication management and offering deep TMS, and we've converted to more of an interventional psychiatry practice. So we offer different modalities like Spravato, deep TMS, and other options to really be able to help people target their depression and other mental health disorders.
Yeah, you know, mental health is just such, it's an epidemic, right? It's something that is truly impacting so many people, and I think that the management of it is something that people are still trying to figure out. And so this conversation is so important, and I love that you offer something that's unique. And so what makes you unique to the Fort Wayne community?
Sure. I think one of the things is what we offer different, right? I have a passion to offer people treatment options that work, right? We often get tired of another pill, and people want different options, and so we give different options.
Yeah. And so let's talk about the pill side, because that was the original way that this type of mental health disorder was treated. People would have to be prescribed that. And I know that you have a really long history in this industry. And so what do you think about that transitional moment now from the pill to the types of treatment that you offer?
Yeah, so what we know is that the medications, while they've been around and been here for a while and are used and can be successful, they don't have the highest success rate. And when people have tried one, they've tried two, they try three, they're really wanting something that's going to work, right? Because, you know, trials usually doesn't mean a week. It means 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, a year. And so when you've tried 2 or 3 medications, you can have years behind you of being depressed and not really getting any benefit. And so people want hope, right? And that's what we want to offer here at Viking Psychiatry is hope and a change.
Yeah, and hope really starts with a journey and a testimony. And I know that you have a personal testimony that really gave you the passion to start your business. So tell me a little bit of history behind you and how you got here today.
Sure, I grew up largely in the system, so group homes, boys ranches. I lived on the streets of San Francisco at the age of 13 on my own. And so went in the military. That's how I originally got out of the situation that I was in, and have had a lifetime history myself of struggling with depression and PTSD. And years back as an adult, I struggled with another bout of depression, and I saw an amazing provider and was offered all types of medications, right? And medication after medication really didn't cause me any benefit. And I myself was beginning to lose hope. And actually it was just somebody who was at the office, not a provider, but a receptionist, who said, hey, have you ever heard about this other treatment option, right? And so it was because of her that I found out about another treatment, and I received that treatment, and it changed my life. And I know that I wouldn't be standing here today if it wasn't for that. And so that's our goal. My hope here is that I believe it takes just one. It just takes one person to step in and make a difference. And our hope is, whether it's me, whether it's Rochelle up front, any one of my staff, or one of the people that we've treated and allowed to move on, to be that one for somebody else, to guide them here and be able to get the treatment that they desperately need.
Yeah, and that's so important. And so I love that that journey brought you here and you actually offer the treatment that you receive. So you saw firsthand how it works and how it can truly impact people in a whole different way. And so let's talk about your services a bit more. So can you go through and kind of explain? So first, deep TMS, what is that?
Sure, transcranial magnetic stimulation, right? And it's a fancy term for stimulating the pathways in the brain, right? Because when we have depression, especially when we have it for a long time, our pathways begin to actually die down and give up, right? Kind of like we do when we've lost energy and hope and motivation, right? And all we want to do is sit on the couch. Well, the brain, all it's wanting to do is sit on the couch, right? And so what deep TMS enables us to do is to get stimulation in there, right? And wake up those pathways. And through doing that, we're able to improve outcomes in depression, anxiety, OCD, and many more things as well.
Wow, that's incredible. Some of these things, who knew that there was actually a process that you can go through to do the stimulation? When you were kind of sharing all the things that could be helped, I was like, wow, who knew that there was a treatment for it? You say even ADHD and so many other types of diseases that really do block people's full potential. And so that's so great that people can get those services. And then let's talk about Spravato. What is that?
So Spravato is intranasal S-ketamine, right? And ketamine is a molecule that we know that's used generally for anesthesia. And what they learned is that ketamine can be very beneficial for mental health. And so Janssen Johnson & Johnson took that chemical and made it a nasal spray, half the molecule into a nasal spray. And it's approved to treat depression, treatment-resistant depression, and also acute suicidality. And we find that there's a lot of success with it. And one of the reasons is we're treating a completely different pathway than what we treat with the pill. And I can tell you that there are medications out there that one that's being used and others that are out there that are designed to help go down that same pathway, right? So we're kind of stepping away from the old trend and creating some options that can actually be very successful for folks.
Okay, and then what is the final treatment that you offer?
So we also, as of July 1st, will be offering IV ketamine infusions here at Viking Psychiatry as well. For the folks who maybe aren't eligible for Spravato, right, and need a treatment option availability when not covered by insurance, or maybe they have a diagnosis that isn't covered for Spravato. And I'm excited to say we have a couple other things in the pipeline that I'm sure we'll get to talk about in upcoming months. So.
Yeah, well, I'm really excited about diving in deeper and learning about your practice and really providing these tools on a weekly basis, because it's just something that we need to learn about, because if we don't know our options, we cannot get the proper treatment. And so if someone is interested in learning more about your company and just understanding if you are the right fit for them, how should they go about contacting you?
Absolutely. They can stop by going to vikingpsychiatry.com, or we also, to make it easy, vikingpsych.net, and they can go in, look at our website, see some videos, get some more information, and then they're welcome to call in. We also welcome people to stop in if they want to and talk to one of our staff members. We have fresh baked warm cookies, and they can stop in, have a cookie, and talk to one of our staff, and we can help get them set up and take a step in the right direction.
I love that. And the cookies are fresh hourly, right?
Well, not hourly, but just about, yeah. But Otis Spunkemeyer, you can't go wrong with a nice, warm, fresh cookie.
And some treats, and I see a popcorn machine. It's a really nice, calming environment.
Yeah, regretfully, there's a lot of stigma to mental health, right? And when you go to a lot of places, there's still a very sterile feel, right, to mental health. And mental health shouldn't be sterile. It shouldn't be scrubs and white walls, right? We want people to come in and feel relaxed and feel comfortable and know that they're taking a step in the right direction, and maybe have that cookie that just puts a little bit of a bright spot in the day, because we really need that.
Yeah, well, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Sean.
Thank you. It was such a pleasure to talk to you.
You too. And if you would like more information about Viking Psychiatry, we'll have their website listed below, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Viking Psychiatry.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
Do you want to know the best places to go to eat and drink around Northeast Indiana? Well, join me, Jessica Williams, for Living Local 15, weekdays at 9 a.m. as I take you inside of the best restaurants, new and old, explore their menu, and of course, mix up some cocktails. Where will I go next? Well, you'll have to watch and see, but I want to know, where do you recommend I go?
Keep up with Jessica Williams on Living Local 15, weekdays at 9.
If you are currently shopping for homeowners insurance, well, this is the segment you want to pay attention to. Joining me today is the president of Ovation Insurance, Joel Dunham. Hi.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good. How about you? Thanks for having me.
Good. Yes. Welcome back. I know that so much is happening in the insurance market, and you have some stuff to share with us today. So, homeowners insurance, let's start from the top. What is homeowners insurance, and why is it important?
Basically, it's protection for your house. So your home, your belongings, everything associated with that is going to be found in that policy.
Okay, and everyone that owns a home or even rents a home should have this specific type of insurance, correct?
Well, if you own the home, you want homeowners. If you're renting, then you want renters. But
Okay, so even if you're renting a home, it still goes under the renter's home insurance?
Yeah, so there's different, not to get too technical,
Yeah.
but there's different policy forms. And so, owning a home is one policy form and renting is another, and owning a condo is another. So.
Okay, so homeowners insurance applies for if you own your home or a condo. And so people are shopping, they're trying to see what? Like, what are they looking for? The best rate, the best benefits? Break it down for us.
Yeah, so right now what we're seeing is rate increases are tremendously high. There is essentially a 0% chance that your homeowner's rate is going to go down this year. That's just the state of the market that we're in. And so what we have put together here is a list of some things that you can do to maybe even consider before you start shopping, and just make sure that you give yourself the best chance to get the best rate and to not sacrifice any coverage along the way.
Oh, see, that's true, because sometimes they will say, oh, well, you can have a lower rate, but you also have a lower coverage or a
Right.
lower, or higher deductible or something like that. And so how often does someone change their homeowner's insurance?
So that's kind of changing too, because as an agency, we every year have traditionally reached out to our clients and made sure that everything is as it should be, and if it needs reshopped, then we can do that. And we still do that, but what we're finding is carriers are now surcharging more and more for bouncing carriers too often. And so we're seeing it might make more sense, even with the rate increases, to stay put where you are and adjust internally on your policy. There's always going to be special circumstances, of course, but the first thing you want to do is talk with your agent and make sure, is this something I really want to do based on the price, based on the coverage? If you've got a 15-year-old policy, you may have some things built into that you just can't get anymore.
Right, yes, things that are grandfathered in, things that you kind of always like to say the longer that you're with the company, sometimes they may say like, oh, you're a value customer, so if something happens, they may treat you right. That's not always, they may.
Right.
And so when you're talking about the surcharge, is this something that the company that you left charges you, or the new company that you're moving to charges you?
It'd be the new one. And yeah, so they're looking at loyalty, and so they're trying to determine, okay, well, what's the likelihood we're going to have a claim, and how long are they going to be here? And so they're factoring all that in. If they look back at your history and find you've been with 3 carriers in the last 5 years, they're going to say, well, there's really no loyalty here, and so they're going to start bumping up the surcharge.
Yeah, that's so interesting, because I think about when you're shopping around trying to get a new rate, you want a better rate. So that's weird that they will start charging for that. So yeah, it kind of makes you more obligated to stay where you are. But as people are shopping, what's a couple of things that they should keep in mind to not have their rate go up a dramatic amount as they're just evaluating their home?
So there's a couple things going on, and roofs are a major concern that we're starting to see. And so starting with your roof, if it's 15 years or older, before you do anything, you're going to want to talk to your agent and make sure, what kind of coverage do I have on this? Because an older policy, you may still have full replacement on that roof, but if you switch to something new, that endorsement may disappear and it's going to be depreciated. Or they may exclude cosmetic damage, which would be like hail hitting your roof that doesn't necessarily damage your house, but that could be excluded. So there's things happening right now in the industry that you need to be aware of before you start jumping around and start shopping.
Right. Okay. And what about, so when you're switching over the new company, do they give you an inspection? Like, do they kind of see the state of your house actually, or is it what you report to them?
Yeah, so that has changed quite a bit in the last few months as well. So what they're doing at the moment is they're doing their own inspections. They're sending their own inspectors out to look at the outside of the house. They're flying drones over to look at the state of your roof. If they have additional questions on that, they may require you to have a contractor out to look in greater detail at what they're seeing on the roof. If they're doing that, then that's probably a sign that something's up. At least they think there is, and so you need to take a look at that. But sometimes they're even asking you to go inside your house, do a walkthrough, video, photos, and make sure that you've documented what you have. It's not a bad idea anyway, but now it's becoming more of a requirement depending on the carrier and depending on the situation. So there's a lot going on with inspections too, and that's something you're going to want to be aware of, especially if there's going to be a cost to it. Moving forward.
Yeah, so what would be the primary reason someone would switch over? Because it sounds like it would be kind of a hassle if they're going to have to pay a surcharge, perhaps, if they're going to have to go through an inspection and just probably not get the same grandfathered in benefits. Why should someone switch?
Well, there's always going to be special circumstances. We're seeing carriers buy up other carriers or get completely out of the home and auto business. It just depends on the situation. In most circumstances, you're probably going to want to talk with your agent. It may make sense just to stay where you are, but you're not going to know that until you know what you have and know what your situation is, and then find out, do I need to shop this or do I need to just make changes on my policy as it is?
And so I have to ask you, since you own an insurance company, how do you feel about the monopoly that's out there right now? I mean, I know a lot of people gravitate towards some of the bigger names that's been here for a while. You have an independent insurance. What are some of the benefits that people will seek through your company as opposed to one of the big headliners?
Yeah, so we work with a lot of regional carriers, and so they're going to be paying mostly on claims in the Midwest, so the tornadoes and the flooding and that sort of thing. Whereas a larger national carrier is also going to be paying for the earthquakes in California and the hurricanes in Florida. And sometimes that works out better for the national carriers because they have a broader risk tolerance. But in most cases, or in a lot of cases, I'm biased, of course, but we're not paying for those claims. We're paying for the regional claims. And so a lot of times you'll see the rates are more preferable because we're keeping it localized. So it just depends on the claims that we've had in the last few years and the situation that we're currently in.
Yeah, more targeted. I like that. Well, thank you so much, Joel, for telling us how to shop for homeowners insurance.
Sure, my pleasure.
And if you would like more information about Ovation Insurance, we'll have their website listed below, and I'll see you after the break.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
Today, we are living local in Columbia City. This small city became an official part of Indiana in 1888 and has grown to a population of around 10,000. With a commerce focus, the city is known for its high production of car parts, plastic, and especially blue jeans. Columbia City is regarded as an ideal place to raise a family for its family-focused events and educational value. It's recently been named one of the top 20 safest communities in Indiana. Popular attractions include golf courses, trails, and several parks with playgrounds and picnic areas. Columbia City also boasts a rich history and is often visited for the popular Whitley County Historical Museum, which is the former home of Thomas R. Marshall, who served under President Woodrow Wilson as the 28th Vice President. Near the heart of Columbia City lies the Whitley County Courthouse. This beautiful courthouse, built in the iconic Indiana limestone style, holds a clock bell which rings throughout the city at the beginning of each hour. All of this and more can be explored in Indiana's historic Columbia City.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
Wake up with us on WANE 15's First News every weekday morning.
We'll bring you the local news you need to start your day.
Stay with CBS Mornings at 7 on WANE 15.
We've got the overnight breaking news and in-depth reporting.
And uplifting stories to start your day off right.
Then at 9, watch Living Local 15 with Jessica Williams. Hey, Jessica.
We're talking food, fun, and everything going on in Northeast Indiana.
First News, CBS Mornings.
And then Living Local 15.
A great way to start your day.
Every day.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you found today's show informative. And remember, you can always rewatch the segments or the full episode by going to WANE.com, downloading the WANE app, and also checking us out on YouTube. And I'll leave you with this. It's never too late to live your best life, so start living it today. And I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.